Shannon and Ashley, what were y'all doing in this episode? What was going on? Let's talk about it.
Welcome to the Asia Esterak Hour, where film meets conspiracy and pop culture gets a reality check. From sharp recaps to sci-fi theories and media deep dives, Asia Esterak serves it unfiltered. Let the binge begin.
All right, welcome back to the Asia Esterak Hour. Sorry for shaking. Asia Esterak, that's me. All right, Love Hotel, episode 5. All right, so the end of last episode ended with Shannon and Earl in her hotel room. So I thought she was gonna break up with him or something, just based off the conversation she was having with Adam. She hands this man an envelope. Inside the envelope was written the name of his stepson, who he hadn't seen since the boy was 11, his address and phone number. Shannon's like, I found your stepson for you. I felt bad because I know how much you wanted to have children and how much you miss kids in your life, especially him. So I had my attorney find him. Huge. Shannon, that was really nice of you to do that. I wasn't expecting that. So me as a viewer watching this scene, I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be her little gift before she gets rid of him, because she told Adam that she wasn't feeling him like that, especially after everything that happened. So they hug, he's crying, and you could tell Earl was really happy. I like Earl, but I think there's a lot underneath the surface. I think there's a couple, I think there might be some issues there, but he seems really happy. And she let him know that everybody downstairs knew. She wanted to give him the information with him and her, because it was more intimate. She wasn't sure how he was going to receive the information. Clearly he received it well. So she's like, everybody's downstairs waiting for us. So they go downstairs and all the guys are like, Earl the Pearl. And it was really nice. So Shannon's talking to Adam, who she's, interested in. And she's telling him about Earl and everything. And Adam is like, it's cool. So in the confessional, the producer's asking Adam, how do you feel about her doing this for Earl, who's potentially your competition? And he's like, it's fine. It was a nice gesture. I know it's not, her feelings for him aren't romantic. Now, in the last episode, Shannon was kikiing with Adam on that date, talking to him about how Earl wasn't for her. Remember that. So of course everyone is sort of mingling again and chatting. And at one point Adam finds himself talking to Luann, and Luann is giving him pointers about how he needs to be more aggressive with Shannon. Because Shannon thought he was going to kiss her in the last episode, and he just kind of was like, good night. You know what I mean? He even said he wants to move slow. The reality is him and Adam is not on the same page as Shannon. That was evident he said in the last episode in the confessional, was talking about, I think me and Shannon are, both want to take it slow and we're on the same page. No, you're not. Let me fix this. Adam, y'all are not on the same page. He says that in the last episode. Me and Shannon, I think we both are going to take it slow. No, I see where he's coming from, but I think a lot of people, when they get on these type of reality dating shows, you don't have the pleasure of essentially taking it slow. You're on a show you're there for what, they're there for what, 14 days? You got 14 days, really 24 hours each day to impress the person that you're with so you don't get eliminated. It's still a game show. I personally think that these types of shows don't promote longevity in any relationships. I think very few where the people are actually still together. I think that Big Brother couple and maybe one of the earlier Bachelorette or Bachelors are still together. I think. Whatever. I don't know. But we'll see. So later on in the mingling in that scene, Ashley's talking to Wale and is telling him, I could potentially fall in love with you. Okay, girl, Ashley, stop with the weird Gemini shit. Quit flitting about. Stop doing that, because you in the moment and you feel like you like them in the moment, so you're going to say some crazy shit. Girl, stop. So I couldn't believe she said that. So after everybody's mingling, it's getting later. People are going up to bed. Ashley ends up chatting with Ralph. So I think they go on the balcony of her room. Not the balcony of her room, somewhere near her room that's on a balcony. And they're like making out. Real quick, I don't know if I'm getting prude in my 40s, but watching her kiss homeboy, I was like this. I was like, I want to see that. They're like making out, and then Ralph really likes Ashley because he was like, I just want to make love to you constantly. It was kind of funny. So she kind of puts the kibosh on that and it's like, well, I'm on my period right now, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, So anyway, so next day, right, Ashley meets up with Giselle in the morning and they're talking about everything that happened the night before. And Ashley's telling Giselle how she wanted to like suck face with Ralph, but revealed that he's a really bad kisser. She said he was giving Lizard the can't kiss. That's hilarious. Giselle was like, he's in his 60s. And that man is 60-something years old and he still don't know how to kiss. That was funny. Kissing is a deal breaker for me. If you don't know how to kiss, I need you to float on. Good night. Sometimes kissing is better than sex. Who's with me? Leave a chat, leave a comment. So that was kind of funny. So anyway, it's elimination day. And okay, so I screwed up. I got my order wrong. So before the morning conversation with Ashley and Giselle, they do have an elimination the night before. They all each get a key. Shannon ends up picking Earl over Adam. I was on the couch like, what? I was shocked that she picked Earl over Adam. All the energy and all the attitude and display of the days prior, and she still picked Earl. I couldn't believe that. And it was very obvious that those two know each other's triggers and they're literally dating somebody that they were with before. I couldn't believe that she picked Earl. But her thing is, I got the old Earl back when she gave him that gift. And I'm like, you gave him a gift. You gave him something, Shannon. And now he's cool again because you gave him something. I don't know. If she likes it, we just gonna have to roll with it, right? Luann picks that guy James, who I low-key think James is a little weird. I keep wanting to call that man Jerry. Giselle picks Phil, and Ashley is torn between Wale and Ralph. She picks Ralph, which I couldn't believe it. Even Shannon was sitting on the couches like, she has to pick Wale. She has to give the key to Wale. She showed more interest in Wale. This shit with Ralph just came last week, so okay. Or the week before, so okay. So then she picks Ralph. Wale looks defeated. If I were him, I would have felt played. So then Joel, of course, throws them another curveball and says, actually, I have one more key, and you guys can decide who you want to give it to. So the ladies come to the consensus, like, the key should go to Wale. But here's my thing. Ashley didn't pick the key for Wale. The other ladies did. So she gets up, gives him the key. If I were Wale, I wouldn't have taken the key. I would have bowed out gracefully. And before all of that, the guy Jay that was there for Giselle, he actually quits the show. He did it. He bowed out gracefully. He just said, I see that we don't have a connection and you were the only person here that I was interested in. So he leaves. Wale, you should have did that. Thank you for the key, but it's obvious you're not into me, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So fast forward next morning, Ashley, talks about Ralph being a bad kisser. And remember the night before, Ashley told Wale that she could potentially fall in love with him, which she tells Giselle the next day and says that it's the reason that she's so reserved with Wale. Here's what I think. I think Ashley has daddy issues, which she said she does, hence her weird animal attraction to Ralph. I think she has a real connect. I think she really likes Wale, but I think it's more physical. I do think they have a personality bond as well, but I think they just have two completely different lifestyles. He's not married, and I don't even think he lives in the same state as her. He's not married. He has no kids. There we go, no kids. Sorry. And she even said she said in a few of the episodes that when she's talking with Giselle that she's concerned about dating someone who doesn't have children. I could totally see that. My thing is, it's obvious that Wale is more into Ashley than she is into him. And then when she realized Ralph couldn't kiss, at one point it just seemed like she was circling back with Wale. She's toggling between the two, and it's weird to watch. And it's weird because they both really like her, but I think Wale has a genuine, like, I like her. I think Ralph likes Ashley because Ashley likes Ralph. I think Ralph never thought he had a chance with Ashley or Giselle, because he was shocked when Giselle picked him earlier on. So I think he's just there for the ride, because he's just like fucking Charlie Bucket. He just happy to be here. So anyway, they all come out to the beach. Joel is out there in these Speedos, child. Joel, what you doing? He look good, though. He look good. So he's there with a whole new group of dudes. He's like, this is your new dating pool. So, and he's like, and I decided to bring someone else back. He brings back Mark, who was one of Luann's picks from earlier on. Why Mark come out looking like, what is it Luann said he looked like Jesus Christ Superstar? It was giving dawning of the age of Aquarius. I mean, just chest out with an open vest and these very linen flowy pants. Okay, you know what, Mark? I ain't mad at you. Do your thing, Mark. Mark's the handsome dude. Mark's like, I'm back. I'm here for Luann. My only thing with that is Luann even said in the first episode that she liked Mark, but Mark reminded her of men that she used to date, and she doesn't want to go back to that. And what's the first thing he said to her in the first episode? Why are you here? I'm just here to have fun. And Luann was like, I'm not here for that. It's giving Tom D'Agostino. It's giving Harry Dubert. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, the ladies mingle with the new guys. They were all right. One of the guys that was 38 was actually kind of funny, but no. One of the dudes Giselle connected with. Giselle, you be connecting on people because they got money. Giselle had no interest in that man till he said he was a doctor and he travels a lot and he likes to go to Spain and run with the bulls. Girl, stop playing. Stop playing. So Luann is talking with the new dudes, and she's talking back with Mark. And let me tell you something. Luann is no joke with these dudes. Luann knows exactly what she wants in a man. She knows exactly what she expects out of a man. I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. So she's talking to Mark, and Mark is still not being, I guess, he wasn't being aggressive enough for her as far as pursuing her. So she leaves and starts talking to somebody else. So he's like, okay. So basically Joel comes back and asks who they want to keep, and I think Giselle is the only one that. No, I'm sorry. Giselle picks the guy that she was talking to, the doctor dude. I like that guy. He was interesting, but Giselle, come on. And Shannon didn't connect with any of the guys, but she picked Mark for Luann. So Mark is back in the mix. So they dismiss the new guys, they leave, and they go back to, into the group with all the other guys, and all the other dudes are like cheering because Mark's back. That shit was hilarious. They were like a cockroach. And they cut to Ralph's confessional, and he was like, why is he dressed like I Dream a Genie? So Luann is introducing Mark to James, right? No, I'm sorry. Before she introduces them, James is talking to one of the new guy that Giselle had picked. And he's like, yeah, Luann's my girlfriend. You was a second dating pool pick, sir. You barely got here. You've been here 10 minutes, not even. And so Luann's like, what did you just say? Did you just say I'm your girlfriend? He's like, yeah. She's like, I am not your girlfriend. He's like, oh, you kind of are. And she's like, no. So you kiss somebody a few times over the course of a couple days, and that's your girlfriend, your boyfriend? Okay, James. James, are you crazy? Are you a stage 5 cling bot? Is that what you are? I thought that was weird. She ends up introducing him to Mark and tells Mark about their song, because y'all know Mark has a guitar and can sing too. And they're like, the Love Hotel, the Love Hotel. Only one lyric. Mark calls that out. Of course, Luann ends up leaving with James, and they go into her room and cover the cameras. You know what? I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I like to see a woman of a certain age get down and do her thing. I'm not mad at that. At first, the secret Puritan that lives deep in my ass was like, what are they doing on national television? Oh my God. But no, do you? Luann is about that business. I'm here for it. So the end of the episode is Wale and Ashley. This was a very important conversation. It was the last scene, and they actually cut off, so we're probably going to continue with this scene at the beginning of next week. They're talking about children, and that's Ashley's biggest concern with Wale. Earlier in the episode, when she's talking about, she asked Wale, when do you think you want to have kids? And he's like, maybe in the next 4 years. And she's like, because Ashley is on the fence about having children again. That's her whole thing. And that is her reservation with Wale. So she mentions that to him. And then in that earlier conversation when he's talking about 4 kids, about having kids, 4 kids, child. When he's talking about having kids, he says 4 years, then he says 2 to 4 years. And then they're talking a little bit more. And then he's like, I don't know, I'm ready tomorrow. We could do 30 days from now, when are you ready? So she brings that up because she is having reservations about having kids, and she's getting older. So, your eggs change when you get older. So she's talking to him about that, and he's like, I know that it's an issue. And so she's jumps on the word issue. The reality is they're on 2 different pages. He was like, Ashley, you're always harping on my words. And she's like, no, I don't want you. Her whole thing is, I don't want to get with you. We date for a year or 2, and then it doesn't work out. And then you go off and do your thing, and I go off and do my thing. She said this without saying it, but she pointed out that he's altering his plans for her. And you are, Wale. You are, because you like her more than she likes you. That's not good. If you over here altering how your future plans and your integrity for somebody else to fit their mold so you can be a part of it, that's not good. And I think she's seeing that. So they're at an impasse. I'm curious how that conversation is going to conclude. But at first I was like, Ashley, what you talking about? Because she seems like she's playing a lot, but she was right. I understood where she was coming from. And it's obvious that Ashley likes Ralph more. She even said, I have daddy issues and I have this weird animal attraction to Ralph. And as we see in the next, previews for the next episode, that she's talking about doing a little kiss boot camp. So she's trying to make that shit work for Ralph, for her. I don't know. It's weird because it's like Wale's chasing her, she's chasing Ralph. And it seems like her and Ralph, there's only a physical connection. I don't know if there's a mental connection yet. We'll have to see. Wale, I think you shouldn't be dating nobody with kids right now. What is he, 36, 37, 38, something like that? Don't get with a woman, a divorcee with 2 kids. Get somebody who has no kids and start your lives together. I like Wale, but I really feel like he is trying to mold his world for Ashley. I don't know. I didn't like that. Shannon picking Earl. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. In the meantime, like, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Let's talk about the episode.